So okay, so give me your top three predictions for No Way Home because we got to move on to Hawkeye.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, obviously they're coming back. It looks like it's gonna be a lot darker, which is what we needed, bro. Because out of all of them, bro, I don't take Tom Holland's like his Spider-Man serious. Like, I just don't take him seriously. Like, for the first two movies, they went with the whole like teenager like coming of age story, which is a part of Spider-Man's character. But they went really heavy on that. All of his movies, honestly, are kind of filler movies. Like Homecoming. Well, like if you take Homecoming out of the MCU, besides the fact that it's Spider-Man, nothing happens, bro.
I told you my theory on that. That's because MCU and Sony are sharing it.
Yeah.
So nothing that happens in the Spider-Man movies actually has ramification on the MCU, but vice versa. MCU heavily impacts Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. And then you think Spider-Man, Far From Home, I almost called it Spider-Man 2. I never called that movie Spider-Man 2. You think about Far From Home, nothing happens in that movie that's worth mentioning until the absolute end when Peter Parker's, until the end credit scene. So, you're 100% right. It's because they're sharing, like, those movies, like, they don't exist, basically, right? It's not until this movie that something genuinely happens in the MCU. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see them explore that.
But even so, Doctor Strange being in this movie is really just a prequel to Multiverse of Madness.
It is. That's what I'm excited about. These people that he's talking about at the end of the trailer, I can't hold them, they're coming through. I don't think he's talking about Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. I think they're already there at that moment. I think the other people he's talking about, bro, and this goes into my Multiverse of Madness hype.
Okay.
I'm talking about Blade. I'm talking about the original Fantastic Four movies. I'm talking about the X-Men. Bro, I'm talking about all of their villains. I'm talking about the Netflix characters. Are they canon to the MCU? We don't know. The MCU doesn't talk about them.
Well, Daredevil's in this movie.
Oh, yeah, Daredevil's in this movie. But we don't know if that's before or after the spell. We only assume that it's before the spell. We only assume it's before the spell.
You're right. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go, my three wish lists, I'll say.
Yeah.
Let's make Venom a good guy. Right? Venom on the good side. Number 2, I'll say rest in peace, Aunt May. To that, I feel like we can do more with Happy taking over Tony's estate with Pepper than we can with Aunt May. Aunt May really hasn't had, literally Aunt May has just been Happy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
She hasn't really had an effect on Peter. Like, she didn't stand in for Uncle Ben, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me say, rest in peace, Aunt May. Pumpkin bomb to the face. Pumpkin bomb to the face. She's going down.
Why you? That was very specific.
She's gonna take it. It's gonna. Yeah. And then I'm gonna say, and this is very cynical of me, all right, and I know it. But I want to see. I'm gonna give it. It's a twofer.
Okay.
I want to see. I'm sorry. This is crazy. I know. I want to see. I want Mary Jane to not survive this, bro.
I agree.
I want MJ to bite the dust, and then I want Ned to blame Peter and become Hobgoblin.
So I wanted to talk about that. The actor lost a lot of weight at this exact moment.
I want Ned to blame Peter for MJ dying and go evil, because we played it way too safe with Spider-Man and his friends.
Yeah,
all of his friends are still his friends, and we're 3 movies in, 3.5.
Dude, you go back to the originals, bro. Peter and Harry Osborn's relationship was a huge part of those movies.
Yeah.
And then again in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, like.
And Harry was set up to be the big bad of 3.
Yeah.
He would have had one. He was going to build his own Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Like that. I think that's where they're taking elements of that and incorporating that into No Way Home, because